Do not attempt to adjust your programming. You are now listening to B-Movies and Beyond.
Alright, what do I got, smartassy?
We have no time to wait. Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. Man, you think I have all night, Ryan? No.
You know, Peter, I'm just gonna say this,
Smart ass he would have been. He was doing some pew 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 before he got here.
I was trying to get to that.
You missed that opportunity.
But the pew pewing's a little different.
Well, I need to have pew pew tonight. I need to go make a baby. So
you just blew your load? Jesus, Peter.
Shooting something.
Virtual one. It's okay.
Everything's virtual nowadays. We're good to go.
That's right. So, welcome in everyone to the show, B-Movies and Beyond. It's Peter, it's Ryan, and we have a first-time guest, Ted. Have you met Ted?
I call him Theo.
Theo.
My preferred pronouns are Theodore, Theo, and Ted.
I was wondering, I almost introduced you as Theodore, but I didn't want to go that way because he didn't like that.
Nope, Theodore's fine.
Well, you could. I mean, if you did, you could have pissed him off.
Nope, I don't get angry.
Yeah, he resolves conflicts.
That's right.
See, this is the nice thing because you two are together. I'm separate. He gets pissed off. He only has you to take it out on. So this is all good.
I'm only slightly less buff than him nowadays.
Slightly less. Oh, well, welcome
Peter.
in. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to call you Ted because
Perfect.
I always think of How I Met Your Mother. Are you familiar with that?
I did have no idea you knew my mother.
Yeah.
I don't even know your mom.
This is going weird. That's not who you're making a baby with, I hope.
My
You
wife.
invite me over to the weird podcast.
Welcome, Ted. Welcome.
Thank you.
That's how
right.
things start over here.
Okay.
We're over. I usually record in my room, so it's all dark and dingy. And now we're in what can be the B Movie studio. Once all of our co-hosts like to get together, we can all be here. But it's a little preview of what it can look like, or not. I mean, it could look like something else the next time we record all together. But
It might. I
It
hope
looks-
you do some cleaning. There's a lot of crap behind you.
I was pressed for time. We got a ring light. We got bags. We got my
It
backpack.
could just be like swag.
That's B Movie swag
Yeah,
back
swag.
there.
Just the junk back there. Well, I do want that ring light, so I want that. Listeners don't get that. I'm claiming it. But you remind me, I need to do my lighting. Oh crap!
I mean,
You
I can see the shine on your forehead. Oh wow, I can really. Now you look like you're in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
the purple skies.
You got purple skies behind you.
Ted, are you a B movie fan?
I am a B-movie fan. I like B-movies.
Nice.
They're enjoyable. Fun to watch. No, the podcast is good. Ryan's talked about it for a long time, so it's kind of nice to be invited over here to be part of it. So it'll be interesting and see how things go. But yeah, I'm a fan.
I'm trying to get.
I don't have a shirt, and actually, you guys used to respond to my comments on your Instagram when you had contests, but I never won one.
Oh well, that's how you get a shirt, and that's why we stopped because it got too expensive.
I tried though.
Thank you for participating. We have some new ideas for some games, but I just gotta make them, and then also order the shirt and stuff. It's a long ordeal. Like it's just be patient. You'll get your T-shirt eventually. There's so many other people that have asked for shirts that we are just not good at ordering them. So my apologies, but
I'm still trying to get that sample order.
did you get it ordered, Ryan?
No, I was torn between getting some WWF shirts and some B movie shirts. And
you went WWF?
Dude, the fucking sale ended like this week. So I was like, I'll get the sample order for B movies next week.
You missed the sale then, right?
Yeah. So I got me a Macho Man shirt. I got me a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt. And what else did I get?
Ultimate Warrior?
Nah, his were too flamboyant. I got a NWO.
Does it really say WWF on it, or is it WWE?
I still, to this day, will not call it WWF.
I know what you won't call it, but what's on the shirt? Like, are you gonna get this shirt? It's gonna say WWE, and you're just gonna like put a black marker on it and Sharpie it out.
I'm gonna add the F part.
Do that with an E. You just take out the bottom part of the E.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You put the Sharpie on that part, it'll just disappear.
Yeah. So
Oh,
fuck
all
that.
right. Cool.
So next couple episodes, in however long our store takes to ship, I might be wearing some new gear.
We'll see.
You
We'll
don't
see.
know. We don't know.
And if Ted does a good job in this episode, maybe he'll get a shirt.
Oh man, that carrot! You can chase that carrot.
That's right.
What's funny is we got to get him a shirt before all the other people, like Nikki and Amanda, who have bugged us for shirts, and then just have Ted wearing a B-movie shirt, so
I like it.
they could just be like, "Why don't I get a shirt?" Be
I
like,
do have a strong Instagram presence, so I wear that shirt everywhere.
oh, he
Oh,
does.
there we go.
We got to get stickers for Large Marge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'd put a B-movies sticker on his van.
Nice.
Maybe inside the cargo box. You know.
Only special people could see it over there, right?
Well, I don't know who this guy is, but he sounds cool. Really large.
Oh,
It's close. Large Marge is the name of my van,
Oh,
but you
that
know.
band sounds really cool.
Van, Peter, Van.
Oh, I heard band. Van, V-A-N.
That's what we're
Gotcha.
saying. Van, B-A-N.
He
Oh,
thought
dude,
band.
Yeah, do you have like a like I always think like an 80s van, you know, with like an epic like Merle. How do you
Merle?
say that?
I
Yeah.
have one on the back of my van.
Yeah,
Oh, what is it?
you got a sticker on the back of your mug.
Well, does he have? Can you text him my?
Yeah, I'll send
Yeah.
you the Instagram, but for
Oh, yeah.
the viewers,
I don't know where to hold
put it to the camera if they could see
I
that.
don't know. That's what the back of my van looks like.
Oh, so it's like a weird one-eye flying
Do you know what a beholder is?
dude, that's what we call our listeners beholders.
Well, it's a beholder. It's a creature from the underworld and Dungeons and Dragons. If you like to geek out on that stuff.
I do, but I've never ran across the beholders. So Sergio, Evan, Chris, whoever my DMs that in the past, they did a poor job.
Yeah.
Just
Or,
kidding.
or you're just too low level. I don't know.
Hey, well, yeah, that's other case. I have a lot of issues with Dungeons and Dragons where I tend to go off the rails a little bit and not always pay attention, and I don't level up so well. So usually my DMs are very kind to me, so I don't die.
You guys are speaking fucking French to me right now.
Just a game with dice. A game with dice, my friend.
That's it. And your imagination.
That's right.
You know, I met Ted a long time ago. It was September 9th, 1999. And the reason I met Ted was because Jeremy and I were trying to buy a Dreamcast, and this guy lived across the street from Jeremy, and he pounded on his window loudly across the cul-de-sac and like held up this Dreamcast box. And we're like, oh, cool, we got to play Dreamcast. He didn't invite us over for a while.
I'm trying to think how long it took me before I started letting you guys in my house to play games.
We were kids, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like, by today's standards, that would have been kind of strange.
It
wouldn't
probably would have been, yeah. Yeah.
So you just teased them by showing the Dreamcast box and just be like, haha, and then go back to playing Ninja Turtles or whatever they were doing.
Yeah, back at that time, all I had was 2 TVs in my living room, and then I had game systems, didn't have furniture, so that's kind of what I did. Played games and just torment the kids with toys that I had that they didn't have, I guess.
Just in your window, holding up every system that you had and they didn't have.
Yeah.
And then he eventually grew up to Pokemon cards when he was getting badass Pokemon cards and we weren't. And he's like, "Oh, I got this cool deck," and we're like, "Damn it, Ted!"
That's Jeremy's doing. He got us all playing Pokemon. Yeah, that was fun.
So we have a history. Jeremy was a catalyst, but then, like you said, Peter, Jeremy kind of goes off the rails. He does that in real life. We'll all be
He's
hanging
hard
out.
to talk to
Yeah.
at times.
Ah, dude, I got the shitty mic with the stand that likes to sink. Hey, Peter, do you miss this?
Oh, I hate it. Stop it.
I hear
Don't
that.
like it. Yeah. Did Jeremy ever get you into the baby Jurassic Park figures or whatever?
That didn't seem to catch. No, Yeah, I didn't get into collecting that with him, but we do have some of his dinosaur art hanging in my house. So I have a couple of his pieces. So that was cool.
I mean, yeah, he makes some good art, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's designed all our shirts. So
yeah, you guys see some of the shirts.
He does. I have several pieces hanging in my house. He does make some good art. His airbrush stuff, well, that's debatable at the point, but he's getting better. If you're listening, Jeremy, you need practice.
Nice.
And we'll talk about that rehab thing later, Jeremy.
Yeah. All right, back to B movies though. You like B movies? Do you have a favorite one?
A favorite B movie? You know, that's I don't know. Sometimes when Ryan comes over and I ask him what movies he's done on your guys' podcast, I mean, B movie, are we strictly defining it as a B movie or a movie now that's kind of B and not as popular? I mean, what are we? I'll let you
go with it. You know, like when we started this podcast, I kind of had the same reasoning. You know, I think there's a wide range of B movies. Like, I mean, I will say like my favorite ones are kind of like similar to like, you know, like the Sci-Fi Channel movies. Like, oh man, like Sharknado. Like, I mean, but that's like legit. Like they're trying to be a B movie.
Yeah.
But I like that, and I like those types of horror films as well. The kind of the over the top, not the greatest acting, but they do a lot of blood and try to do their practical effects. I mean, like Evil Dead, I think, you know, for that time.
Yeah. If you want to go with like that kind of style of movie, I mean, back in the day, I used to love the Toxic Avenger. I used to think that was just awesome.
Oh, that's Peter's favorite.
Yeah, I mean that one, like the one scene when he put the guy's head in the weightlifting machine and smashed his head. Like I love that. As a kid, I probably put that on rewind in the VCR over and over. When the one scene when someone got hit by a car, and like back in the day, like I grew up with a VCR, so I'd slow it down until you can see right when the live actor kind of moved, and they would have like a person with a head that was a cabbage and get smashed into the window. It was kind of really cool seeing that stuff back in the day.
Yeah, so that part of the tape is super worn out.
Yeah. I mean, I think the gym scene, though, there's so much stuff in there. I think he picked someone up and he burned their ass on some sauna coals and he smashed their head with weights. And it was just, like you said, over-the-top violence and ridiculous gore, but still kind of humorous and silly at the same time.
Oh, we love trauma films. We even went to a Toxic Avenger, the musical. It was a play.
I think I've seen that.
It was down in Highlands in Denver.
Yeah, it's called the Bug Theater in Denver. And holy crap, if you ever get a chance to see that one, the Toxic Avenger, Ryan, did you go with us to go see the Evil Dead musical?
I did not. No, I think I missed that one.
Both of those. If you any like local performance of that anywhere, like go check it out. They're fantastic. Like, and it keeps that B movies theme. Like, it is just so much fun to go to. And the Toxic Avenger. No, that was Evil Dead. Evil Dead. They had like a splash zone for the blood spraying at you.
Gallagher, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I highly recommend it. But I mean, Toxic Avenger, way up my list for top B movies.
Because then cult classics was kind of fall under B movies too, right? You'd consider cult classics, perhaps.
I mean, we do that here. I think it depends on the movie. You know, like I don't like. There's some movies where I just feel like, you know, they had the style of B movies, you know, like that vibe that, you know, they had no intention of being a B movie though. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these blockbusters I would put in the B movie category because they suck that bad. So
Danzig had what was this one for Satanica? I think he did a live action one, but he was really serious about it. It was so bad that the screen audience was laughing. I think it's kind of taking steam and becoming like a ridiculous B movie now.
Satanica?
Yeah. He did a live. It was a comic book. He had the anime one. Now he did a live action, but he was dead serious at the viewing of it, and everybody was like, "Is this supposed to be a comedy?" So now it's kind of taken a
and
weird.
Danzig's that super serious guy, and he's like, "You're messing with my art."
Yeah.
Hey Peter, I have a question. You've never asked me what my favorite genre of B movies is.
Are you sure?
No, but I think
Is there B adult movies? Because we're just talking about that.
Are all adult movies B movies?
I don't know. That's interesting. What is the?
My favorite are like Bloodsport and like late 70s, 80s, early 90s, stupid martial art like Commando gun style. Like I know some of those can be classified A movies, but
would they be a B movie?
But I love the over the top, like action star.
We don't
genre.
have that nowadays. That's gone nowadays.
Yeah, that's gone, and
Yeah.
that's what I miss. We need this new generation of action stars to be super cheesy and super campy, and that's
What do you call like Fast and the Furious though?
See, that's why I love those series.
Yeah,
But those are A-list movies. Those are billion-dollar budget movies.
Yeah, but you also got to think about back in the day with some of these movies that you're talking about. Yes, some that you list off probably didn't have large budgets, but some of those, I mean, they were the summer movies that you're talking about. So for the time, they probably had higher budgets. And they had the stars like Arnold, Jean-Claude, you know.
I think if you're going to throw like Arnold movies into B movies, then you're going to have to go Raw Deal, that Mafia one, which no one remembers he did.
I remember.
The one he did with, was it James Belushi, like Red Star or something? He was the Russian. I think it was something like that.
What?
I thought that was is it Red Star or Red Dwarf?
I don't
Red
it's an
Dwarf
Arnold
sounds
movie.
awesome.
I read
Yeah.
Dwarf, I think another sci-fi movie. You could probably throw in Red Sonja. He did. That was like that spinoff of Conan. I think they actually made a movie of that. I mean, if you want to say Arnold has B movies, and these are the ones that aren't as popular in his catalog that don't seem to get put up on streaming services. Yeah, which one? James Belushi.
James Belushi,
Yeah,
huh?
he was in it with him.
Um,
Is there a typical Russian comes to America? They're chasing the same villain, so you know you got that international kind of buddy cop kind of vibe.
Yeah, they're like both kind of like spies, kind of, right?
More cops and spies.
I know what you're talking about. I thought it was called like Red something.
Red Heat.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
Heat Star. What do you say, dwarf? I mean, what's
Yeah.
something?
I think we need to make a parody called Red Dwarf.
Red-headed stepchild. You know.
Well, with that, I think should we get into trailers? Did everybody watch the trailers?
Well, I have a quick question.
I'm
which
sorry.
is a
Go ahead.
foreshadow to the movie that I am going to review, Willy's Wonderland. So stay tuned for that. But if you're familiar with that movie, or at least the trailer, he's fighting. When I say he, the only he that I know, Nicolas Cage.
The man himself.
Yeah, the man. He fights animatronics. So I was wondering, like, there's got to be. I was thinking, like, there's probably. I think I have lots of animatronics that I actually want to fight.
I actually did the homework on this one, so I'm excited for this part.
Okay, so which animatronic do you want to fight?
So,
That's my-
so how do you show the camera? So, this is actual. Can you see this?
Oh shit! Is that?
So listen. So this is. I'll set it up. I don't know if you can see it, but someone found an abandoned Chuck E. Cheese animatronic in a landfill, and so someone dug it up. So imagine if you're an animatronic and you're tied it into the movie that you review. Now this rat, imagine he was living the good life, working at the best pizza parlor, you know, making kids happy, and now everybody just turned their back on him. They don't want him. He's not eating pizza. He's not, selling tokens. Now he's in landfill. He's strung out. He's hard up. This would be a tough fight. He wants back into limelight. He'll do anything he can to get back out of that landfill and get the show back on the road.
Serving some pizza to
Yes.
kids.
I mean, I think this would be a tough fight. You
You
got
know-
a rat down and out. This would be a tough fight.
Wait, so you're picking an animatronic that is going to give you a good fight that potentially might beat you up?
I thought you were serious. You want a challenge, right? You don't want.
No, I want to win.
I think you want to test yourself. I mean, think of Fight Club, right? What did he say? Like, how well do you know yourself if you've never been punched in the face, or whatever that quote was from Fight Club? I mean, how well do you know yourself if you haven't fought an animatronic that's been thrown in a landfill? I mean, these are real important questions. I mean, I was prepared for this homework.
Ted wants
did
a challenge.
Yeah, you did
Okay.
a better job than me. I just wanted to destroy all of. It's a small world. I want to destroy all those little kids.
It's a small world. You mean the ride at Disneyland, the little singing
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, dude. Oh man, that ride is just so slow. Thanks, babe. I got my food. My Taco Bell's here.
Oh, nice.
Because I ruined dinner earlier. Well, I didn't really ruin it. My chicken wasn't thawed.
Is this an innuendo?
I was waiting for something.
It's like, where are we going with this?
Well, yes.
My chicken wasn't thawed. That happens sometimes. Like, what did they say? How old are you? Sometimes your chicken doesn't thaw. It's okay. I'm glad we can talk about that on the podcast comfortably as men.
All right. Some of us have some issues. We need some
Okay.
help.
Okay. But anyway, I really like that question about the animatronic, and so I was prepared for it, man.
Yeah,
that rat's serious.
You might be the
you
first
found
person.
that picture.
Uh,
Yeah, we'll have to put that up on the website so people will know, because I think I'm not going to be able to put this on YouTube because it cuts everyone off. So stupid Skype. But I don't know, man. I just want to take out all the kids from like It's a Small World. Like doing that ride, and especially now, like as an adult, like it goes so slow, and they're just like that song over and over. It makes you want to hop out and just start ripping them apart.
You know, I haven't been on that ride in a long time, but I remember like you ride the boat. I think is there like a little city, and I can hear the song, but I don't remember the animatronic singing it.
Aren't they little dumpling kids that just kind of?
Yeah, they're hardly moving, but it's constantly just singing the same song. It's a small world after all, and like it drives you a little bit insane in my opinion. So, like that's the first place that for my mind went to. And I also think I can beat them up pretty easily. I mean, unless they can all really move. I mean, now we're talking about like, do you fight like the 1,000-foot duck or do you fight 1,000 little ducks? You know, they might swarm me.
If they all take one bite of you, 1,000 of them.
Yeah, I'm gone. So
But
maybe I do want to take on your Chuck E. Cheese.
But if you stick to Disneyland, you have a lot of frozen bananas you can throw at them, right? I don't know. There's something that can help you.
I love those frozen bananas.
Ryan,
I'm
gonna go local.
Uh-oh.
Because every time I've gone on this ride, the Lost River of the Pharaohs at Waterworld,
Good choice.
I've wanted to just hop out of that inner tube and just beat the shit out of every one of those animatronics, especially that guy who's like wailing around the corner and you can hear him. And every time I'm like, dude, shut up.
Go back.
Go back.
Turn around. Yeah. I remember now.
Next time I go to Waterworld, I'm going to bring a little club and I'm just going to hop out and just beat the shit out of him.
And they have the T-Rex that tries to bite you too.
No, that's the Brachiosaurus that just his head swings out. The T-Rex, does he have a condom stuck on his nose?
I don't know about that.
Isn't that a myth?
I don't know. I'd recall that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if one got up there. I mean, people do some weird shit at Waterworld.
Someone's turkey was thawed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so the animatronics at Waterworld, mostly the Egypt one.
That's a good call on that one. Good call.
Yeah, those fuckers can die.
Man, it's been forever since I've been there.
But Ted, I'd help you out with the Chuck E. Cheese. It
looks like a challenge, man. That rat ain't messing around.
Man. All right. Well, stay tuned for my review of Willy's Wonderland. Spoiler, it's amazing. All right, let's get into some trailers then. Let's move on.
Mulan. I didn't watch Mulan.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I hated Mulan. Did you watch the live action one?
Yeah, I mean, Disney's doing that with all their movies, and Mulan was okay compared to Aladdin. I only got like 10 minutes into Aladdin.
Aladdin was
I did
bad.
the exact same thing. Like, my wife and I were trying to watch that, and I was saying, like, all right, how bad could this be? But I couldn't get through the first song. It was so like the visuals were strange. Like it was all sped up, and the singing wasn't even good. Like it was awful. Go to the cartoon.
I mean, I think they did good at the Jungle. Jon Favreau did good at the Jungle Book, and I think he was the first one to do the live action one, right? And
He did Jungle Book, and then he did Lion King.
Mowgli. Well, Lion King was okay, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, but
that wasn't really live action.
Yeah.
What? Well, I mean, neither was the Jungle Book. So
Yeah, but there was a human in it.
It's realism. What do they call it? Like the realistic CGI or whatever. Photorealistic, I guess. But I got like halfway through like the Lion King, so I guess that one held my attention longer than Aladdin. Yeah.
And
I don't know.
Little Mermaid was supposed to be coming. There was all the big deal about they cast a black girl for Little Mermaid, and everybody was mad about that. But she really looks good for Ariel, and she sings good too. But I don't know what happened to that.
It's still happening. It's just slow because of COVID.
Right.
But speaking of trailers, not Disney. Well, this is somewhat Disney related.
Let's start with the Disney one, because it's quick.
They call this a teaser. They just released the Spider-Man 3 like title. Like it's a little short clip of not even related to the movie at all. Well, besides them telling you that what the title is, like that's it.
Did you watch
But
it?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, the three main characters are walking out of an office, and they're like, "Oh, we can't say anything because you always spoil the title of the movie, right?"
I've
yeah,
just been
basically
reading about it on
spoils
Twitter.
yeah. But what's the title? Go ahead. Spoil it now.
Spider-Man E.T. Phone Home.
I thought it was Spider-Man. The other Spider-Mans are not going to be in this Spider-Man. Isn't what's the name keep saying that over and over? That the other Spider-Mans are going to be in it? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Even though they're signed on.
So that's it. Spider-Man, but the other Spider-Mans aren't going to be in this Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
They just
That's
have
the title.
Well, and then okay.
That's the
And
title.
the actual title though is No Way Home, which sets up to everything that you guys are talking about. That they're just throwing out all this like weird news and miscellaneous shit just to throw everyone off. But I think we're exactly right. What's happening? All the Spider-Man are going to be in it.
I don't know. Twitter is throwing around because what's his name said he's not going to cut his hair, so that's been making the news. And then
Who's
he
that?
keeps who's the what's his name? I'm blacking out his name. Who's Spider-Man? Current Spider-Man. What's the actor's name?
Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland says he's not going to cut his hair for Spider-Man, and he's throwing his foot down as an actor. He's drawing the line. That's the news that I'm reading about Spider-Man.
Wow, I
That's
didn't know
so-
that was news.
Yeah. So either my Spider-Man feed is whack, or I'm not getting current updates correctly.
What's the title called? It's Spider-Man Homewrecker.
No Way Home.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. All right. I like Homewrecker. All right. Well, that's what we got for Spider-Man. I mean, it didn't tell us shit except for the actors are being.
I think, yeah, I disagree. I think it told us a lot. No Way Home. I mean, the guy's lost, obviously. Like, I mean, to me, that means it ties in. You saw stuff about Doctor Strange, like I think on the board, so it goes into that multiverse thing. That's what I got from that.
Doctor Strange was in the new Spider-Man trailer?
He's gonna be in the not the trailer, but he's gonna be in the movie.
Yeah,
Doctor Strange is like the.
but they
catalyst
made
from all
a
this shit.
they made a thing like if so. I guess I nerded out on this a little bit because I looked at like the whatchamacallit, the whiteboard where it actually says the all these different titles.
Did you pause
There's
your VCR?
Yeah. First off, I hooked up my computer up to the VCR, recorded on a VHS, and then I went and hooked it up to my tube TV, and yeah, I rewound it a few times and slowed it down.
Be kind, rewind.
Yeah. that's right.
Spider-Man, be kind,
Yeah.
be right.
But yeah, there's all kinds of little like, trivia stuff in there, little hints, and I think a lot of it points in the direction of the Spider-Man. So they're lying. Disney's lying to us.
They don't lie.
Yeah.
How about the actual trailer we want to talk about? We alluded to this because we saw movie posters last week, and
Came out the day before or the day after we recorded, so we're late to the game on this one. But
yeah.
Oh.
Mortal Kombat.
So, and that's another reason I had Ted on here, because Ted is a big video game nerd. He's one of the main reasons why I played video games in my mid-teens for the longest time, because he had all the cool fucking games, and he actually had like real arcade cabinets. Still does. He has like a dojo with arcade cabinets. I don't know if he has Mortal Kombat, but do you?
No, I don't have Mortal Kombat. I need to add a fighting game to my collection, but I don't have that one yet. But I get that request all the time.
But Mortal Kombat. Okay, so this is a 2021 trailer for the movie coming out April 16th. The one movie that B Movies and Beyond is actually going to go to the movie theaters. That should be our title. B Movies and Beyond go to the theaters.
If they open.
They are open. Why does everyone keep on saying that? They're open.
That one right across the street isn't open.
Well,
Oh, that one's going to be shut down, I think.
The hard.
Oh, but-
whatever.
yeah, isn't that's
That's a big
is it-
theater.
Oh, it's the Harkin. Okay. When I
Whatever
say
it's
movie
called.
theaters, AMC's are open, okay?
Oh,
That's because their stock is badass now.
yeah. Game stonks. Stonks and stonks.
So, Ted, Mortal Kombat, you've been playing forever. I mean, you probably bought it legally versus your parents buying it for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
What?
that's funny. Yeah, back in the day, because if there's blood, remember Nintendo turned the blood gray, and then it was an adult game. That's when the whole like adult ranking for video games. Mortal Kombat was one of the games that inspired that whole.
It was the first one.
Yeah,
they had the whole
congressional hearing about it. Yeah, waste of time our government spent on creating video games.
This trailer, how did you feel about this versus what you've seen with the first Mortal Kombat movie?
I mean, I think I liked all the Mortal Kombat movies. Are some of them better than others? Yes. But this trailer, it looks like they're trying to stay true to the characters. It looks exciting with the kind of special effects. I think it does kind of still look a little campy, yeah. But it all matches. Like it doesn't, like some of the past ones, I think they had half special effects, and then someone online took a nap during story or this or that. So it kind of made the movies not very successful, perhaps. But this one looks pretty decent.
Peter hates. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do. Well, I do hate them, but I like your reasoning behind like for kind of like B movies. Like someone took a nap. That's why.
I mean, someone dropped the ball. Like because in the beginning they all look good. They had that really kick-ass soundtrack, and then you got there and you're like, wait a minute, something happened between the trailer and what I'm seeing on the screen, and someone like dropped the ball by the time they put it all together. You know.
I don't know, dude. I like the first Mortal Kombat, but here's the thing. I will say it's like watered down. And what you're getting with this new Mortal Kombat, to me, from that trailer, and it was a red band trailer, I was like, oh, sweet. Like this is not watered down, and you gotta see Jax's arms get ripped off.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, like that's what I'm excited about. Like this is what we needed and what we deserve.
And I think on that point, I think back to like where someone dropped the ball. Casting is really important. If we go back to the older Mortal Kombat, casting Highlander as Raiden, it just looked whack. That was a bad cast. He didn't fit for Raiden. You know, and this trailer looks like they're trying to make an attempt to have the right person play the part of the character, you know?
Yes.
Bunch of no names. I mean, if you look at some of their filmography, they've been in some good stuff. Like Shang Tsung was in The Dark Knight. He was the Asian guy who told Bruce Wayne, like, you could have just made a phone call.
Yeah.
And Scorpion was in The Last Samurai.
Yeah, he's a good actor,
Yeah,
too.
he's a really good actor. And, you know, he's 60 years old.
I did not know that.
He is old. Well, I guess 60's not that old, but in comparison to Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero's actor is like 38, you know? And then they just they filled this one with a bunch of up-and-coming actors. And I think I could say the original Mortal Kombat did that, except for Highlander.
Well, and they had Happy Gilmore's girlfriend as Sonya.
Billy Madison's girlfriend.
Yeah, Billy Madison's girlfriend as Sonya, which she was a whack cast, too.
Did you know that Cameron Diaz was supposed to have that part?
I don't know if she would have been better for that role either.
That would have been her first role when she was hot, but I think she broke her leg and they had to cast Happy Gilmore's girlfriend.
So she got cast in The Mask instead.
Yeah. So this one, Peter, I agree with you. What you're gonna say, this movie looks badass, and I think we're gonna see a lot of cool characters. Like even in that trailer, we saw a glimpse of Ryoko. We saw Cabal, we saw Goro, we know Natara's in it. Looks like Sub-Zero's kind of transforming into a new Cybot. Like they're passing the torch to a lot of people. So I, for one, I've been excited for this movie to come out because it's about time with special effects and graphics and shit. But I think this story is going to come to life and really bring new blood to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'm
Rated
excited.
M for mature.
They had those shorts like what 10 years ago. Someone was making those Mortal Kombat shorts.
Yeah,
and those
Legacy.
were put together really well.
Those are the ones that Peter thought were Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Well, Street Fighter did it too.
I never saw the Street Fighter one, but the Mortal Kombat ones that were done several years ago, they kept alluding that those shorts were going to tie into a new movie, and it never happened.
Yeah.
They were put together really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They did a good job.
It was dark and gritty, and it had Casper Van Diem from Starship Troopers, and Spawn was in it. He was Jax.
Spawn?
Yeah.
The actor?
The actor, yeah. Michael Jai White.
Yeah, that's a movie supposed to be being redone, too. But I'm still confused how you thought Street Fighter was Mortal Kombat. I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
He thought Chun-Li was in Mortal Kombat.
That's not true.
You don't play the games.
That was in some other article that I did not write, so don't lump me into that. But there's another live action Street Fighter thing similar to the Mortal Kombat Legacy, I think.
That live action Street Fighter bomb. That had Jean-Claude Van Damme. Is that what you're talking about? That one?
Oh, well, I know the difference between the actual movies, and then also they did the Chung Li origin story. If you saw that as well, like they try to refresh the brand, I guess. But then they also did like similar to what they did with Mortal Kombat. They made some like short Street Fighter ones, like
I'll have to go
in
back and look those up.
yeah, I think it's just on YouTube. So
They're on
I
Plex.
mean,
The Dark Flex.
The Dark Plex
Oh.
that we don't talk about on this
Oh,
podcast.
okay.
did you see the Army of the Dead trailer?
Oh, Gears 5 with Batista?
Gears 5. It does look that way. Yeah, that trailer, like, I don't know, either that's the best trailer and like what you want, but that trailer like told me nothing, and like it basically for me like they shouldn't even done anything. Like all I can tell is like, all right, it's zombies in Las Vegas, which I guess that's cool because
What video game was that?
That was
Dead Rising. No.
Yeah. Dead Rising. Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks
First
like
one.
it looks like Zack Snyder's just stealing all this shit from other people. Like in like it's like a heist movie, which the movie I just watched, The Peninsula, that's a heist movie in the zombie setting. Like he's just stealing from all these other people. Stop it, Zack. Stop it.
Oh, I was like, who's Zach? Zack Snyder.
Yes, yes.
Dog Zack.
That I don't know. That's all I have to say about Army of the Dead. I'll watch it when it comes out, like May 19th or whatever. Let's blitz through some of this other stuff. News. Edgar Wright is going to direct a Running Man remake, but he says they say it's not going to be a remake, which makes no sense. But it's going to be stay truer to the actual book, apparently.
I like the Arnold version.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough because they did the remake of Total Recall too, and it wasn't better than the Arnold's version. I didn't think so.
It was terrible.
And so
Yeah, I didn't agree either.
And the girl with 3 boobs was not in it that long.
no, not long enough apparently. But I don't know why we need all the remakes. I mean, Stephen King has a ton of material not made into books, or not made into books, not made into movies. I mean, I don't know. The new generation maybe is easy to capitalize on. I don't know. The Running Man one.
You know what's a fun watch though is Maximum Overdrive. I think we should let Stephen King direct more movies.
That was a class. There you go. There's a classic B movie.
I watched that the other
Who
day.
made who? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I love how they crashed into the AC/DC like tour bus,
Yeah.
and the whole soundtrack was AC/DC. Yeah,
Oh,
my God.
dude, that was my favorite part, man. They should AC/DC needs to do more soundtracks. Like that was so cool.
They don't even need to
Did
do
a
soundtracks.
Hobgoblin semi.
Yeah, the Hobgoblins.
Yeah.
See, Ted knows shitty movies.
I love that movie. I watch that movie all the time. That was a good movie.
The only
On VHS.
that's right.
You should get a VCR and just have a bunch of tapes.
That'd be funny.
The only thing that's good about the Running Man, or this news, is that Edgar Wright's attached to it. He has not disappointed me in any of his movies yet, so I'm on board, even if it is a remake. So that's the
Edgar Wright.
thing.
Oh, I gotta see his face.
Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz.
Yeah,
Ant-Man. Was he Ant-Man?
No.
He started that, and then he left because he didn't want to. He wasn't able to. Disney was too controlling. He couldn't do what he wanted to do.
What? Disney's controlling?
Yep, apparently. Is there a Shrek reboot?
Okay, so, dude,
Are you serious?
I just got news that from my sources, and they are doing a new Shrek, but it's a reboot with the original cast.
Was the source the donkey? No. Okay.
It was a donkey, yeah. Yeah, so apparently they're trying to make a new Shrek, and then they're calling it a reboot. But when you read the description, it sounds like a prequel, but they have the entire original cast. So how is that a reboot? Wouldn't a reboot have a new cast? And how do you do that with a CGI movie?
I don't know. I wouldn't call it a reboot. I think a prequel or a further telling of the story.
Yeah.
This,
or maybe this is gonna be like a Star Trek. A J.J. Abrams Star Trek where he does some time. Yeah, but you do some time travel shit, so it's still canon. So maybe Shrek's gonna do some time traveling shit with the original characters and the original voice actors. So I don't know.
Shrek Never Coming Home.
They should do here we go. They should do a Shrek like Shallow Hal, where remember instead of seeing everybody as an ogre, he sees them for their interview. How are you to work it in, right? Tie in with today's kind of like woke culture and make sure I love you for who you are. Kind of nice. Yeah, maybe we can do it. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Or
Wasn't that the point of the original one? Like,
it's a reboot, right?
it's a reboot. He's
yeah,
on
but
point.
so now you're you're rehashing the same plot. So,
And they're gonna make billions.
Sure.
oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed those Shrek movies.
They're good.
Funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're put together well and a good cast and good story for sure. But
So-
they'll probably live action them and then they'll ruin them.
Live action Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some reviews and I'm gonna go first because I got 10 minutes and then I'm out, and then you guys get to finish it up on your own.
Oh,
Don't take forever because I'll cut it.
Wow.
I'll
Way to
cut-
treat our guest, Peter.
cut you.
You better hope that animatronic rat don't show up at your house. Be watching that baby making.
Ted's gonna show up wearing the animatronic rat skin.
When did I become the peeping Tom? I'm feeling awkward now.
Whatever you do on your spare time, it's cool. It's
Okay.
fine.
10 minutes. Let's get busy here. Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, yeah, that's
Keep on
right.
track.
All right, Willy's Wonderland. I already talked about it a little bit, but Nicolas Cage fighting animatronics. I've never played this game. Friday night? What's that?
Friday night or something like that.
Oh, you say that whatever in the mirror 3 times.
No, it's a game on your phone.
Yeah, and like this, the whole premise is you fight animatronics. Freddy's Night. No, what the hell is that game called? Jeez, I'm
Five
terrible.
Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, it's an actual game on your phone. I'll show Ted as you
Okay,
tell more of
okay.
the story.
Okay. Well, so it seems like it's that premise. They've always been trying to make like Five Nights at Freddy's, and then it seems like this guy just like, hey, I'm just gonna bypass that and make Willy's Wonderland, where it's kind of like the same premise where you have animatronics, and they come to life and want to kill people. So the whole idea is Nicolas Cage gets stopped. He has to get his car fixed. This guy, he doesn't have money to pay off the car to get it fixed, and so they say, hey, you need to stay one night in this like rundown Chuck E. Cheese basically, and just clean it up because I want to get it put back together to go and get kids coming again. And so he agrees, and he just goes in there and he starts cleaning up the place, and the animatronics start coming to life, and he just fights them off one by one.
That's terrifying.
They did a really good job too with the animatronics. I thought with like the puppetry, if you want to call it that, it's all pretty much practical. There's a little bit CGI, it's a little corny CGI, but it's very entertaining. I was thoroughly I enjoyed myself the whole time. And the weird thing though, Nicolas Cage doesn't say like one word throughout this film, which
Not
I don't
even
know.
one word.
Not one word. He grunts a little
Yeah.
bit.
Mm.
That's it.
Really?
Did you see it, Ted?
Yeah, I saw some of it. Yeah.
Oh, you saw some of it? Oh, I thought it was amazing. I was a little hesitant once I found out that he didn't talk at all, but he's still just so entertaining the whole time. And he has like this thing where like he really likes this pinball machine, and he really gets into this pinball machine playing it.
Are you sure there's a movie about Ted?
Yeah.
You like pinballs too?
I have a pinball, yeah.
Nice.
Does
That's
he have
awesome.
the Guns N' Roses one or something?
No, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Hey, you're
Oh,
interrupting.
nice.
He's on track. You're interrupting him.
Oh, he loves Ghostbusters.
Oh, do you really?
Oh.
Love it. Love it. That's awesome. I want a Ghostbusters pinball machine.
It's a great
That'd be
pin.
cool.
It's fun.
Yeah. But oh dude, like it's him. He's drinking this soda, this punch soda, and he just plays losing power. Losing power, guys.
I thought you were gonna pick up a gallon of punch.
What's on your arm, dude?
Oh man, that's where the frozen turkey went. Oh man. He didn't.
What happened? Oh.
Oh.
Hey.
You can make babies that way.
It's once it's dried, it doesn't really work anymore. So, Willy's Wonderland, amazing. Nicolas Cage is awesome in it. It's a really well put together film. I was a little hesitant at first, but the whole thing is awesome, and he is so good at just portraying. He's still kind of crazy, like the Nicolas Cage that you love. He just doesn't say anything. It's awesome, and it's also like the kind of like the classic B movies. Like there's those weird parts where, like, no one's really taking, like, the main character is not taking it too seriously. Like Nicolas Cage is almost like a Bruce Campbell's character in Evil Dead. He's like Ash almost, because like he has no issues. Like he's supposed to clean up this weird run down Chuck E. Cheese, and then animatronics start attacking him. He just beats the crap out of them, and then he just cleans up the bodies afterwards and puts it off to the side as it's part of his job. Like, it's hilarious.
He needs his car fixed.
Like, what's that girl say? Like, he's not here for them to kill him. They're like, the animatronics become afraid of Nicolas Cage, or whatever that girl phrases that.
Well, yeah, because he's like, no, they're not. He's not trapped with them.
Oh yeah,
they're trapped with him.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah,
yeah, and he's just, I don't know, it's awesome. And then there's just some weird parts where, like, not speaking at all, and at the very, very end, like, this doesn't really give away anything, but like, there's this girl, and like, she wants to go with them, and he just kind of stares, looks off into space, turns back at him, or at the girl, and then just kind of like gets in the car, and then she gets in and they drive away. Like, that's the ending. Like, again, what do you think? He might say one word, nothing still. Like, it's just, it was awesome. And the fact that, like, a filmmaker to actually go to that length and be like, no, you can't say one word, and stay true to that. That's they crafted this movie just so well. Like, I think it's staying true to what they wanted, I believe. So I highly recommend it. Everyone should check it out. You can, it's on Amazon. I think you guys rent it for like $20 right now, but it's worth a rent. Like, I want to own this film.
Maybe one day you will.
I'm sure.
The Criterion collection, though, you gotta wait for that.
Yeah, get
it comes with the animatronic slipcase or whatever.
The Disney Black Diamond case, yeah.
Like an inflatable like doll to punch so you can beat up as an animatronic.
Hey, what you do in your free time, dude? I don't know.
He said punch. Yeah.
Punch. Yeah. With his forearm, whatever's on there.
Another part that I love was like this guy is like, he says, don't forget, take breaks, pace yourself on cleaning the whole place. And so he like has like his watch where he's like after so much time, he'll go and take a break. And that's when he's playing his pinball machine. And again, it's staying true to that thing. And even when it's a little bit silly throughout the film. So
are you sure he doesn't have two blue healers?
Blue healers.
He's just naming off stuff that I have, I think. I don't know why. I don't think I look anything like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, but you love pinball machines.
I do love pinball.
And you have an affinity for beating up animatronics.
That was a great question.
That's probably been the best question we've had in a long time.
Oh, man, that was good.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Usually I just think of something like this.
And then usually I'll still come up with a question, or someone does, and then he'll just make up another one.
Yeah, that's true.
But before you leave, what do you think next is for Nick Cage? Looking at the evolution of his career, now he's down to non-speaking parts. Do you think this will be a trend for him? I mean, didn't he have that jiu-jitsu movie that just came out too, or something wacky?
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah. So what is next for old Nick Cage? How many movies does he have on his belt now? He's gone from he's like B movie to stardom to B movie again. He's like, will we be back into the AAA titles? They're doing a Face Off remake. Is he involved in that?
He's not. We talked about that.
Yeah. Well, as far as we know, he's not involved, but I hope somehow he comes involved. But here's the thing. There's an article where he did an interview, and Nicolas Cage doesn't do very many interviews. And I highly recommend it. If you can find this Nicolas Cage article. But his goal in life really is that at some point he's going to make so many movies that when you're watching TV and you start flipping around, basically, yes, every single channel is going to have a movie with one of his movies on it. That's like his goal in life.
So he's kind of be like the they'd say that every 15 minutes a Journey song plays somewhere on the radio. So he's gonna be like the Journey of movies.
That's it. He's gonna do a Journey biopic movie.
Yeah,
exactly. But he has a long ways to go. He's only at like 106 movies, and like there's plenty of other actors that have made plenty more. But out of those 106, like
he's got some good ones.
Exactly. Like there is some ones that I would always, I'll continue watching. If I put it on TV, I'm going to watch it all.
Superman could have came to fruition.
Oh, Superman would have been terrible.
Superman Lives. I somehow I wish they'd make that, like, if they make like an animation of it and let him voice it, like
they should just make it now with him and just be like the same script, just make it like this what could have been, and just maybe go really cheesy, be low budget, shitty script, and just make it
him with his current hair now.
You know what? I think him and Kevin Smith would agree to make that movie. So I'm totally on board with that.
Crowdfunded.
B-Movies Productions.
Yeah, I heard that there was talks of him like potentially reprising his role as Ghost Rider, but I don't know. Or we'll see. But I don't, dude. I know there's a lot of haters of Nicolas Cage, but there's just something about him that
I like how you looked at your wife.
I did. Yeah.
She hates Nicolas Cage.
She hates Nicolas Cage. We were doing Nicolas Cage month in January.
She didn't listen. She did not listen that whole month. She's like, "Tell me when you're done, and then I'll listen again."
We do it because his birthday is the day after mine. So
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why he gets a whole month, but we did it, and I enjoyed it.
So with 106 movies, then you could literally had an episode every day of the month, and it's only have a fraction of his movies.
Yeah, we're helping out with his goal.
I like it.
Yeah.
True. I mean, we could do every single episode we could actually review a Nicolas Cage movie and go a couple years. That'd be fun. Especially because every single year it seems like he's releasing like 1 or 2 movies a year. So keep on going on and on. I'm gonna go look through this, and I'm just gonna see how many movies I've seen of Nicolas Cage, and if I miss one, I'm gonna watch it. That's my goal in life, to see every Nicolas Cage movie.
Have you seen Valley Girl?
No, but I think it's on Amazon Prime right now, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna tie into your movie. It's really the unofficial prequel to Willy's Valley Girl.
I'll have to take a look. But I gotta go, guys. Ted, it was a pleasure. You've
nice
been
meeting
an amazing guest. Yes,
well,
nice meeting you. We'll see. I'll ask Ryan at the end how just the two of you are doing, if you deserve a shirt or not. So
right
keep
on.
up the work.
I appreciate it.
He's an extra large.
All right, Ryan. Until next time. Until next time, for all the listeners out there. Just for me. Yeah, pew pew out just for me.
Pew pew pew.
All right, Peter, go away.
See you guys.
Go Squatch. All right, Ted.
Right on.
We're going to get into your movie now.
Okay. So like I said, I figured, I know you had talked about whether you wanted a theme, and then I didn't know if that's what I wanted, but when you brought up the Nicolas Cage movie, I kind of went back into Nicolas Cage catalog.
Are we extending Nicolas Cage
Yeah, we're extending it, yeah.
Hell yes.
So I watched Valley Girl.
Oh, okay.
So have you seen Valley Girl?
I have not. Let me look it up.
So see, so since I'm probably older, as I know I am older than you, and I'm assuming since you went to high school, you said with Peter?
Yeah.
So I'm older than him. So Valley Girl is a movie from my younger days. I was probably on maybe junior high, maybe younger when it came out. It's your typical romantic comedy, kind of girl falls in love with the wrong guy. Not that shitty remake one. They did a remake of that too. There you go.
This one, okay.
Yeah. So I
Look
mean,
at that hair.
you know, so what? It's the preppy girl falls in love with the punk guy they meet at a party. It's your American Pie. You're all the same kind of like romantic
It's
comedy.
my story.
Is it your story?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, like do we say who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, guy falls in love with the wrong girl. Her boyfriend, tries to beat him up. Then he has to get zany and creative to get her attention. And it's a what people don't realize though is this is why he's so angry in Willy's Wonderland, because he got tired of dating these uppity chicks, and he just snaps later on in life. So
what you're saying is my story turns into your story.
Well, I gotta know. We'll have to see how that happens.
I'm gonna be this guy just collecting pinball machines, beating up.
That's right.
Fake rats.
There you go. But yeah, man, what year did I say that came out? Like in the 80s? It's old, man.
I think it was like 88.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and the other,
83.
The kind of other cool, I don't know if people like trivia about a movie. It had a good soundtrack for its time, and then they didn't have official licensing back in the day. So now if you want to look for that soundtrack, it's a lot of money. Like I had dated a girl who wanted that soundtrack, and back in my day, it was like $100. Like, oh, pick another cassette, please. Pick another cassette.
$100 in the 80s?
Yeah. Like, remember, do you know Wax Trax?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wax Trax had it. It was like $100 way back then because it wasn't licensed. So you had to get like bootleg copies of that soundtrack.
So it's like a rarity.
The rarity, yeah.
Huh.
But it's a good movie. It's a good Nick Cage movie. Even though he's playing a high school kid, I don't know why he still has a Chia Pet hairy ass chest that I've never seen on anybody in high school before. But somehow I guess they thought that was real. I mean, when did you see someone with any of your friends have a hairy chest that's shaved in a triangle?
Not in high school.
Yeah, that's
I could say Jeremy tried it when.
he would be one who could do it.
Yeah, he might have been able into high school, but I
so.
know certainly after high school he tried to grow that little the pubic hair looking thing going on.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. But other than that, it's a decent flick, So if you like Nick Cage,
does he get the girl?
He does. He does get the girl. Or I don't know. We're not supposed to spoiler alert.
Dude, that movie's so old.
Yeah. I guess if you haven't seen it by now, screw yourself.
Yeah,
okay?
he sucks to suck.
Yeah, but it's good. It's a good movie. I mean, I guess he's kind of now we're talking about whether or not he says a lot in his movies. I mean, I don't know. Does he ever get a lot of lines? He's always kind of simple speaker, kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it feels reminiscent like early Keanu Reeves kind of films, just like
those two have never done a movie together.
That would have been interesting. Put them as if they cast him into Bill and Ted's
or Face Off.
The other guy. Face Off. Maybe he'll be the next character in the Matrix. We don't know about it yet. It could be possible.
Dude, that would be a hell of an idea. Nick Cage as like the new Oracle.
He can pull something off like that. They have zany characters in the Matrix enough.
Keanu and like Neo and the whole crew meet up with this like super computer villain, and he turns around in this old school like
the new
leather
Keymaker.
shirt. The Keymaker, and it's Nicolas Cage, and he goes, "Let's ride."
Yeah.
Or something stupid from like.
Yeah, that could be possible.
I like that idea. Or Face Off too, like. Maybe it was Nicolas Cage. No, yeah, he was alive as John Travolta at the end of that movie. So if he has to face off with Keanu Reeves, then they can face off. See, my premise for Face Off 2 was that both those actors would be in their current state as actors, face off, and then they would have to live their life with that career.
Yeah. To keep it going. Or the second Face Off could turn into be like some weird like kind of buddy, kind of comedy, kind of they're stuck in each other's life, but he has to do, if he's John Travolta, then he has to do that shitty what was that sci-fi Scientology film that
Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, so he gets stuck doing that, and how he's pissed off. He's like, and people thought my movies were shitty. And he's, yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah, that'd be a good time.
Oh, so shit. Okay, so Valley Girl was his second movie.
Oh man, there you go, Nicolas Cage buffs.
Behind Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I don't remember him in Fast Times.
He had a small part in that.
Because you remember Sean Penn.
Yeah.
He would have been a Sean Penn. I don't remember him at all in there.
I think he worked at the fucking
the mall or whatever.
Or yeah, something like that. He had a super cheesy role.
Oh yeah, he's Brad's bud.
Brad's bud. He didn't have a real name. He was Brad's bud. Yeah, he worked behind the counter.
Okay. I can see that now.
Yeah, there he is. And he probably didn't have any lines. One of my favorite original Nick Cage movies is Vampire's Kiss. That's the one where, if I remember correctly, he thought he was a vampire or something, but he has that very iconic like freak out scene.
Yeah.
And that just like skyrocketed him to people thinking Nicolas Cage was this nut. And who's
cast as the female? Because I think I saw this, but I got to see who's the female.
Let's see. Is it Jennifer Bills? Let's see. Maria Conchita Alonso.
That's an old picture of her. Yeah, I don't know. You have to see it. Yeah.
If I remember, she was a smoke show when she was
younger.
Let's see. We could pull that up real quick. She didn't age too well. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's bad about when they show the pictures. They always show the recent ones, and because now Plex is doing that too. When you look at the actors, and they have the oldest picture of them.
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, Marissa Tomei was smoking hot, and
my cousin Vinny.
My cousin Vinny.
Yeah. She's held up okay though.
Yes, she has.
I mean, but that's the same thing. Like there's some of the actresses who are more attractive in Valley Girl. You look at them now, and like, oh.
My favorite one was what was her fucking name? She was in Karate Kid, Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
She has that like dumpy mom kind of vibe still.
Yeah.
Like she could pull off 90s mom jeans still. And then have that little curl on the bottom of her hair.
She's still trying to pull those roles because you see in what's it, The Boys?
Yeah, she was in The Boys.
Yeah. And of course the Karate Kid, but
Elizabeth Shue, yeah. I'm typing one hand over here so everybody can see it. But
very skilled.
So plenty of years practice. those are my B movies.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Keyboard safely.
A little back over
Yep.
there. We got the camera over here.
Yep. Yeah, she's held up okay.
Valley Girl, I haven't seen that one. As Peter said, I'm kind of going back and trying to watch a bunch of old Nicolas Cage movies because every time I go to his catalog, I always watch Con Air, The Rock, Gone in 60 Seconds. Drive Angry is one of my favorite movies. Have you ever seen that one?
Drive Angry.
Him and the girl who beats up Johnny Depp. What's her real name?
Oh, God,
Amber Heard.
Yeah, I listened to some crap about her the other day.
Yeah, so in that movie, there is one scene where he's in a hotel with a hooker, and he's fucking this hooker, and all these like goons come in and start shooting up the room, and he gets up and starts shooting them back while he's still fucking the hooker.
That's hilarious.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and it was one of those moments where I'm like, dude, I have to rewind to see what the hell is going on here.
Speaking of her, wasn't she and Nick Cage in Leaving Las Vegas?
Elizabeth Shue?
Yeah, wasn't that her that was in Leaving Las Vegas? You remember he was a drunk?
Yeah.
I think that was. I think.
Maybe that kind of looks.
Is that her?
Dude.
Yeah.
It is her.
Nicolas Cage trivia.
Elizabeth Shue was in Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah, there you go. Took tying that together.
That's one of my favorite movies with him.
That's depressing, man. It's good, but yeah.
He's gone, like his career goes along with his movies. Like Adaptation was one of those like, what the hell? And then
I forgot about that one where everybody goes with the kids or whatever.
Yeah, and then like 8mm.
Yeah, that one had so much hype because of the topic, and I thought it was kind of a dud.
I thought it was a dud too.
Yeah.
I reviewed that one, and I was kind of.
The topic was so dark they couldn't do anything with it other than leave it up to your imagination.
Yeah, and who was the director of that? It was a 1998 movie, I want to say, but
I felt like I went to the theater to see that, and I'm like, what did I just come to see?
And what was it about? Like
a snuff film.
Yeah. In this day and age, they would actually show more of the film.
I don't know, man. The way things are changing.
Well, maybe like mid 2000s, something like that. See, January 7th. That's when that dude was born. See, he's probably the mascot of our podcast. We almost need to make a shirt of Nicolas Cage that says B movies and beyond.
That'd be good.
I would totally wear that one. Director Joel Schumacher. That's why that movie sucked, because that was when Joel Schumacher was done with making decent movies. Like, look, he's wearing a fucking. I don't even know what he's wearing. That's Joel Schumacher for you.
But was that I think like 8mm is around the same time like 7 came out, and you started getting kind of those gritty kind of like thrillers or whatever. They're trying to push the boundaries.
That was an answer for 7, because I think 7 came out a couple of years before. Like,
was it? Okay.
Yeah, this 8mm was 99, and then 7 was before that.
7 was before.
So, awesome review. I would go see Valley Girl.
It's a like I said, it's a It's a romantic comedy with a sci-fi horror twist.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
You know my genre.
Yeah,
That's
there
my
you go.
B movie genre.
Yeah.
Like if it has a little sci-fi, the action star is shooting up things and he gets a woman. That's a romantic, kind of funny.
Back to like you're talking about, bringing back those old school like action films. Every guy wants to see the guy kick someone's ass and get the girl.
And there's like a weird alien that they have to fight. My movie that I'm reviewing sort of has that. So I picked. I was going along. I was telling you a theme, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go off the trailer, and I went with Street Fighter, the 1994 Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Man, I had such high hopes for this movie too.
Dude, me too.
Yeah.
Because Street Fighter, in my opinion, was a much better fighter than Mortal Kombat.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it had the mechanics, it had the characters, it had everything. Mortal Kombat, these were just like sprites of like humans.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat as video game looked ugly compared to Street Fighter.
It was terrible. Have you ever seen the Street Fighter movie video game? It looks like a cheap knockoff of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the story behind Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was actually made. It was a game that was made as a demo for a potential Jean-Claude Van Damme video game. So that's where Johnny Cage came from. He was Jean-Claude Van Damme, but they didn't use his likeness yet.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, so they Midway went through and tried to promote this Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and he didn't approve of it. So full fucking circle. Mortal Kombat became popular. The movie was awesome, and Street Fighter was coming out in 94. I think Mortal Kombat came out in 96, but Mortal Kombat, the game, was hyped. So Jean-Claude Van Damme, what did he do? He was in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
His character was terrible in Street Fighter. He was the most all-American military dude whatsoever, and he's from Brussels.
Well, and the reason I was excited because Guile, if that's how you say the Street Fighter character name, that's who he kind of plays. That was my favorite character in the video game, so I was really stoked. 'Cause I loved Van Damme back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved all his movies, but the movie was just...
It fell so fucking flat.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Street Fighter as a game, I mean, it was Street Fighter. I didn't know there was a plot to Street Fighter. Did you? Like, is there like any backstory or plot?
I think the plot, if you want to say there's one, it would be like same as like a blood sport. Fighters get together to fight. I mean, if anything, basic as that.
This movie had none of that.
Yeah.
This movie was about like M. Bison trying to be this dictator to con into millions of dollars by threatening weapon genocide.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the video game was any of that. So there's this militant force trying to fight this like terrorist group. And the most comical thing about this movie utilized all the characters like actual costumes. So you saw
who's cast as Chun-Li?
Chun-Li. I don't even know. Let's see. She was Ming Na Wen.
Yeah, that does not look like a.
She is an Agents of Shield. She's Mulan. Chun-Li is Mulan.
Okay.
The animated and the real one.
Yeah.
So she's a well-known actress. I did not know that. Watching this movie back in the day, you wouldn't know that either. She's in the fucking Mandalorian. She's,
that's
Fennec.
Yeah. Okay.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Full circle.
There you go, man.
So Chun-Li is
That other picture did not look like her.
not at all. She looks.
That was a little different than she trimmed up for Boba Fett.
Yeah, she
She
did.
got back in sniper shape.
So, 94. Listen to this cast. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Raul Julia. This was his last movie before he passed away. That's Gomez from Addams Family. Then you have Damien Chapa. You know who Damien Chapa is?
He wasn't he in like Blood In, Blood Out?
Blood In, Blood Out. And he played this super vato, like Mexican gangster who goes to jail and start this whole other like gang. That's Ken. The most American like martial art fighter out there. Like, this is whoever cast this movie didn't do any fucking research.
But if we're gonna keep talking full circle, so who's the guy who's Machete? What's that guy's name in real life?
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, so he just did an interview about that movie, saying how that movie, because I always liked American Me. I thought that was a better depiction of that same story. They said no, this movie gets more respect than American Me for several reasons, but we don't.
Wait. Did you watch? Was it a documentary with Damien Chapa about him as Miklo in there? Because I was watching that this morning.
I just no, it was just with Danny Trejo talking about that role and
because
how...
Danny Trejo was in Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue.
She was in there. I didn't realize
She
that.
was Cammy,
Yeah,
dude.
that's hilarious.
She had such a small part,
Yeah.
and it just showed that she's not a good actress whatsoever. And then after that, you just got a bunch of no names. I mean, if you can pull up, I don't even know who these people are, but Andrew, I don't even know how to say his last name, but he was in The Program, and he was.
Oh yeah, I like him a lot. The Program. I watched that movie over and over. That's a good movie.
Latimer,
Yeah.
one of my favorite characters.
And he was trying to be Lobo for a long time. He tried to get that cat.
He
and it
would
never
be a
worked.
perfect Lobo
back in the day. God, there's several other movies he was in.
He was in.
He was a big dude back then.
Dude, he was in Batman Returns.
Yeah,
he was
he was
in
Bane.
The Program.
Yeah.
He was Higher Learning. Any
Oh,
Given
God,
Sunday.
yeah, yes.
Pearl
That's
Harbor.
right. Yep.
I mean, Rollerball.
Yeah.
He's a well-known actor. He was Leatherface.
I totally forgot about that.
He is
Program. That
straight
takes me
up.
back. Higher Learning too. Yeah.
So he's Zangief,
Yeah.
and he was hilarious as Zangief. Like they played him as a stupid character who didn't know much, but he was like M. Bison's henchman.
Yeah.
So M. Bison had Sagat had Vega, and M. Bison had Dalsim and Zangief, and then they captured Guile's friend Charlie. Charlie ended up becoming Blanca. Like when he was caught, they're like, send him for testing, and then they put him in this chamber, and they show all these like super green chemicals and everything, and then like later on, this is where this movie gets dark. When Guile meets up with Charlie Blanca, and he's in Blanca form, dude, Jean-Claude Van Damme straight up pulls a gun out and holds it to his head, and he's like, "I'm gonna sacrifice you right now, but I'll get them later." And I almost thought he was going to shoot him, but Dalsim stops and he goes, "You have no right to take his life." I'm like, oh, there's a little humanity in this movie.
Yeah.
But here's why I didn't like this movie. My favorite character was Ryu and Ken, and I don't think they did them justice whatsoever. They got captured. They were like arms dealers that were selling fake guns to infiltrate this evil empire with M. Bison. Like the whole story doesn't make any sense. They were grabbing subplots from like cheesy 80 action movies and trying to make this a fighter movie.
Yeah. The story was bad. I feel like the last time I watched this movie was probably close to the time that it was released, and it was a big disappointment then. Like thinking about it now just reminds me how much that I was disappointed with everything they did with it. I mean, at least Mortal Kombat kind of had a general story, and they adhered to that with their movies and their
Mortal Kombat has one of the
whatever.
best storyline I've ever seen in a video game.
Yeah.
Like if you play Mortal Kombat 11, it actually has a true story to it. So
they keep building on the verse. I don't know what they, like you said, maybe instead of going with let's try to find whatever's the current affairs for 1994 and make all these characters kind of relatable to people, they should have maybe had some better writing.
Yeah, and the sad thing is Street Fighter's never really taken off from there.
No.
There was another movie called The Legend of Chun-Li, and
yeah, I never saw that.
you should watch it.
Who's cast as Chun-Li?
Chun-Li is the girl from Kristen Keurig. She's from she's Lana Lang in Smallville. So I mean, she's cute, but she's not very Chun-Li like.
Yeah, not very Asian, no.
And I think they had Dan in there. Remember Dan as a character? He was like,
was he not the Bruce Lee one, was he?
No, that's Fei Long. Dan was like, there was Ken, there was Ryu, and then there was the guy in the pink with the really long hair.
No, I don't remember him.
Man, I gotta catch you up on some Street Fighter.
It's been a while since I played. I mean, I think once, like, fighting games for me stopped being fun when they took out the single player aspect. Remember, you had to fight through like the single player, they unlocked another character.
Yeah.
Now you get by fighting games and everything is unlocked. They want to push the online play, and it's like.
Online play is not that fun.
No.
I mean, yeah, you can play fighting games like that, but at the same time.
But when you had to go to single player, you really learned the moveset, and then that made you
and they had
prepared
a
you for the online play.
So you lose that. That was who I thought it was, Charlie, the guy with the long bang. But all right. So what I gotta say about Street Fighter is it didn't hold up back then. It doesn't hold up now. It's terrible now. So I mean, if you want to put a drill into your head, it's like watching the same movie. So I don't know how that analogy panned out in words, but
if you then you would have to do one of those flip kicks with the drill, right? Work that in there. I don't know, electrocute yourself like Blanca.
All right, Ted. So we're done with reviews over here.
Perfect.
I guess the next thing that we got something real quick at the end.
Okay.
This is usually where I always kind of skate off, go take a piss. Other people are trying to talk, but
okay.
What do you recommend? What are you watching now? What are you reading? What are you listening to?
Well, I think if we tie back, we kind of go full circle with what we've been talking about when we mentioned trailers. What trailers have we watched? So I'm going to go talk about trailers at, I guess, movie theaters. I feel like I've been watching the same trailers for the last 2 years since COVID has hit. I'm like, just release these movies now. How long is the Top Gun trailer? I feel like I've been watching the Top Gun trailer for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, just release it.
Just
Top Gun, Dune. I mean, let's see Dune. Let's see some of these movies already.
You know how many people are pissed Dune is not out?
You know, I mean, if you believe theaters are going to open, fine, wait. But I think we have the streaming services, or who doesn't have a home theater in their house now? Let's just buy direct to video, whatever. Let's get these movies out. I feel like I could go on and on with trailers that I've been watching over and over and over, and like, come on.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Peter can't give his recommendation. I think his right now is probably making a baby. But mine, I've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Have you ever seen that show?
No.
Okay, so did you ever watch Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. I don't think I've ever watched it, though.
Larry David was a writer, producer of Seinfeld. Well, this is the HBO version of Seinfeld. And, dude, Larry David is one. I might have recommended this last time, but I give it a second recommendation because I'm like, I don't get into series, and I won't sit there and watch like 10 seasons of a series. But this one has me captivated. I have literally watched every episode. I'm catching up on older episodes. Dude, the shit that Larry David goes through is just comical.
Really
you
good.
will love it. Like, I got Jeremy watching this now. There's an episode where he like meets this girl at a bar or at lunch, and she comes around the table and she's in a wheelchair, and the whole episode is him like dating this girl in a wheelchair and trying to pick her upstairs and like using her handicap stuff so she could get him in a handicap parking spot.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, dude,
That
like
is funny.
just I can't.
So very non-PC, having a good time with it. Okay.
This show's not PC whatsoever.
nice.
It is the last show that you would watch PC.
Nice.
I highly recommend this. I don't know why I slept on this show. I think it was because when I was younger, I didn't care about Seinfeld, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that humor was too adult for me when I was growing up. So now I'm going back and I'm watching some Seinfeld, and I'm like, okay, I can see why that's funny and blah, blah, blah. But this one just, Curb Your Enthusiasm just has me right now. I mean, it's Seinfeld, but on HBO.
I mean, nice. I mean, the only series I've been watching, but I'm sure you guys probably already talked about, is Wanda Vision.
Oh, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
want to talk a little WandaVision before we go?
Sure. WandaVision is, I mean, I think, if you read the comments, people think it's slow. They don't like it. But, I mean, you got to understand the theme and what's going on. And I kind of dig it. And I think back to, if you're going to talk about, Doc Strange, I think people are saying that that's going to tie into him. That's going to be another one of those multiverse kind of connections.
Do you think he's a big character at the end, or do you think it's Magneto?
I would think why would he think Magneto?
Because that's Wanda's dad.
Yeah. I don't know. It would be great Magneto if they keep the same actor.
Fassbender or Ian McKellen?
We talking the old one or the young one? Either one.
I would
Both of them are good.
I would love to see Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
Because I think, my opinion, I think Ian McKellen's a little too old now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's run his course as Magneto,
Yeah.
and I think we need at least like Michael Fassbender to come in and be Magneto. I wouldn't mind a new casting, but I agree with you. I think Michael Fassbender would be the best if he came in. Well, they brought in Quicksilver from the X-Men universe.
Yeah, that was cool that they did that.
But do you think it's really Quicksilver?
Well, they're the same. I mean, essentially, they're kind of like the same character, but different, right? You're talking in the recast, and they're saying that I wanted. Oh, she recast him.
Well, there's rumors saying that it might be Mephisto. Because if you watch that last episode, he was at Agatha's house when Rambo was going downstairs, like looking through the cellar.
Yeah.
And he kind of knows what's going on. He popped in when Agatha was gone. Like, there's a lot behind that. He might be part of the whole thing that's controlling Westview.
That'd be pretty sweet, introducing someone new if they did that.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a way to kind of go back and recap him being Quicksilver, evolving into Mephisto, and then having the storyline play out where Doctor Strange kind of comes back and continues to mess up the Marvel universe. But the last episode was, in my opinion, it was probably the best one. The Office, American Family style one. Yeah,
talking into the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you're starting to get a sense that this is tying into the new Phase 4 of the Marvel Universe, and I think Disney's going to go pretty wild with it.
Yeah, that'd be good. It'd be great to see who they pull into it. But I think it's been a good series. I think the people who I think nowadays people expect the big special effects, the big reveal soon. They don't want to put in the time and kind of the layout of they did with Wanda, but I've enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, usually we have 3 people here where we can yell at each other and finish this up. But
Yeah.
Ted,
Go ahead.
it's been fucking awesome, man.
Thank you.
You're a natural on this
I
show.
appreciate it.
You actually watch B movies
I
and have us talk about old ones. I mean, like when we get together, I'm like, I haven't seen that one, but Maximum Overdrive. That's
That's
one
good.
that you got to keep on watching
Yeah,
because you're just like, what the fuck?
That is good. I mean, when a pop machine is throwing pop at you, and then you have a Jeep with a machine gun making you fuel up cars that now drive themselves, you know that it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah. It was foretelling the future, honestly.
It was.
I think my Jeeps over there should be making you fill up other cars.
I think on the way home, I'm going to listen to AC/DC. Who made who?
All right, guys. Well, what did Peter call our followers? Beyonders or
Oh yeah,
Beholders?
Beholders. Yeah,
Beholders. I like Beholders better than
Beholders.
Beyonders.
Beholders.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we're going to pew pew out of here. So pew 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 out.